Hello, my dear students. How have you been? I hope all my dear second standard students are fine. So, welcome once again in my grammar lecture, students. I hope that you all are enjoying all the lectures. Now, how can you enjoy the grammar lecture? Only when you understand it. And how will you be able to understand? Only when you watch it regularly, right? So, to enjoy or not to enjoy is all in your hand. Anyways, but I don't have to say these statements to the regular students. That means 90% of the students, because they are very regular. And how do I know that? Because they are sending their works daily. Obviously, if they are sending their work daily, if they are solving the questions, few exercises on their own, that simply means that they are very obedient and they are consistent in their work. My dear little champs, welcome once again in the grammar lecture. You know what we were doing? We were doing the letter writing. Since 2 days I've been explaining you what is the format I have given you. From the format, all the main 5 parts for your second standard, I have explained you that what each part contains, right? Address, how to write the address, how to write the date, how to write the body part, that is the main message, salutation before that, after that, complimentary closure, everything I explained you very well. Now it's the time for you and me to start writing the letter. That means start solving the exercise. So let us solve the exercise from page number 79 from your textbook Letter Writing, Writing Skills, chapter 1. So please get ready with your books. Now, even if you have the textbook, please don't write the answer in the textbook. Yes, one question of letter writing is given and space is given below that question. But you will not be able to fit one letter in that given space. So I request you to write it only in your rough book. Then how to copy it down fairly, I will inform you in your WhatsApp groups. But please, for now, only and only your rough book should be there with you. And previously I gave you the format. That format also should be there with you. So please get ready with the books and the things required for the lecture. I hope you are getting ready. Please make sure pencil, sharpener, eraser, scale, whatever you need, you keep it with you in the lecture. So like I said, if you sit with all these things, if you watch the lecture carefully, it will be no less than the lectures you watch in the live class. So I hope you all are ready now. Let's get started. What first am I going to display is the format and the practice we have done, so that you can just get a short recall of what the format is, and it will be very helpful to you now in the second part when we start solving the question of letter writing. So let us see what the format was. So let us revise the format, the address and every little thing. See here, as you can see, address, the first part, I told you how to write the address, what should come first, what should come second, third and fourth. In the sequence it should be maintained. Then you have to leave one line and then you have to write the date. I gave you 2 ways how can you write the date. Then again you have to leave one line and then you have to start with the salutation, dear or respected, and then to whomever you are writing this letter to. Then you have to start writing the main message, leave one line, conclude the paragraph, leave one line and complementary closure. These are the things even in the previous lecture I asked you to note it down. And I asked you to note it down for this purpose only, that when we start solving the exercise, it becomes easy for you. So, I hope you all are ready. Let's get started. Here you can see this is your textbook and exercise question 1. Here, after reading this question, you have to write the letter based on this question. Let us read the question carefully. Let us understand it. See, few things you need to collect and gather in your mind on the spot when you read the question. So how to do that? Let's see. Write a letter to your grandmother telling her you have won the first prize in recitation. This is the question. That who will write the letter? You will write the letter. To whom are you writing the letter? To your grandmother. So this is very clear. You are writing the letter to your grandmother, so your grandmother is the receiver of the letter. Now, if that much is clear, you should also know the purpose. For which reason will you write the letter? So the reason is you have to tell her that you have won the first prize. First prize in what? In recitation competition. Now, to inform her that you have won the first prize in recitation competition, you should know the meaning of recitation. Isn't it so? Many of you might be knowing the meaning of recitation. Many of you might have heard this word recitation. But many of you might not be knowing the meaning. What is recitation? So you need to understand that what is the meaning of recitation. Only then will you be able to write this letter. So let me explain you. In your school, in your English book, you have poem and you have lessons. You read the lessons. But what do you do of poem? You recite the poem. That means the information, either it is in your mind, in your brain, or is it in the book. You just speak it loudly. That is called recitation. So poem recitation competitions are there in the school, correct? So in that poem recitation competition, you have won first prize. And obviously you will be happy. So informing this thing, to inform the same thing, you have to write the letter to your grandmother. Now, like I said even in the previous lecture, you might have the questions that, sir, how can we write the letter to our grandmother? Our grandmother is living with us only. Students, whatever the reason is, still here the question is, you have to write the letter to your grandmother. So I or the textbook, whoever the publisher is, we cannot change the question for every person, right? So here now what you have to do, you have to imagine, you have to just think that your grandmother is living in some other city, in some other place. And then you have to write the letter to her. So in the address, you have to write the address properly of the place you are thinking of. So anyways, now I hope that you will remember this question. So now I'm going to display the empty page and in which we will write the letter. But students, please don't write the letter in this space. Write it in your rough book. Let's get started. So, my dear students, this is just the heading I have given, letter to grandma. That means grandmother. So, now students, to write the format is very easy. First, you have to write the paragraph of address on the left hand side. Now, the first thing is you have to write the address. So, I suppose, I will just imagine, like you people, my grandmother is also living with me in the same house. But as we have to write the letter as per the question, I will imagine that I will imagine my grandmother is living in Ahmedabad. I am in Bhavnagar, but my grandmother is in Ahmedabad. Okay, this is what I will think. You can select any other city. I have selected Ahmedabad. You can select any other city. So first of all, I have to write the address. Whose address? My grandmother's address, because the letter will be received by her. So what will be the address? Is it necessary to write the correct address? No, it is not at all necessary. But you should know the correct address. So it's better if you ask the correct address to any of your uncle or aunt living in the city you are going to choose. Now here I am going to write the address. Plot number 134 A. First plot number 134 A. Then what do we write? What do we have to write here? Then I will write either street or any society's name. So the street is Wadage Street. This is just the street in which my uncle's house is. So I will just imagine that my grandma is living in Ahmedabad in my uncle's house. So I will write that address obviously. So plot number 134A, then the street. Now comes area. Area is Nawa Wadage. This is the name of area, Nawa Wadage. Then I will write the name of city, which is Ahmedabad. That's it. Can you see how cleanly, how clearly I have written the address as per the sequence: plot number, street name or society's name, then area, and then city. Pin code in your standard is not necessary. Now, is anything missing here in the address, students? Is anything missing here? See here. Yes, comma is missing everywhere. See? So I will put comma properly. As you can see, I have placed the comma, but not after Ahmedabad. So this is the address. Now students, I am giving you a couple of seconds. You can copy down this address, or I hope that you are writing your own address. Please do it. First plot number, then street or society's name, then area, and then at the end the city. Yes, if you are writing them in any other country, any other state, then you can even mention the name of that after city, but after city. So that sequence should be maintained. So I hope that you are writing the address properly now. Okay, what do we have to do now after writing the address? Yes, many of you might be shouting date. No, first we have to leave one line. Okay, now we have to write date. So let's write the date. Here I am going to write the date. Say for an example, if today we are writing the letter, so today's date should be mentioned. So please write the date also, and you have to leave one line. Like I said, this red line indicates that you have to leave one line. I hope you are doing it. See, these all things are easy. Main thing what you have to think about is when you write the main message, because there you have to write proper paragraph, you have to write the paragraph which is error free. That means grammatical error should not be there, because then your marks are deducted. So your message should be properly written. That is the main thing again. Okay, I hope you have written this as well. Now what do you have to do? Again, leave one line. Then you have to start writing the main message. But what do we have to do? Before the main message, what do we have to write? Do you remember the format? What is the third thing? Salutation. Exactly. Wait a minute. But what will we write in the salutation part? Just think, you are writing the letter. To whom are you writing the letter? To your grandmother. So obviously you respect her, but there is no need of writing respected grandma. Yes, if you write, it is not incorrect, it will be correct. But can you not write dear grandma? Is she not dear to you? She is dear to you, right? So can you not say dear grandma? Yes, you can. So let us write the salutation on this page. Dear grandma, or you can write dear grandmother, dear grandma. Now you have to start writing the main message from the next line. But now don't leave the line. From very next line you can start writing the main message which we are going to write on this page. Now you have to you have to think about what is the topic. You are informing your grandmother that you have won first prize in recitation competition. So obviously you have to write down that information. But will you directly start with grandma, I have won first prize? No. First you have to start with introduction line, 1 or 2 lines. So here I will say, first I have written dear grandma. Then I will write hope that you are fine and you are taking your medicines. Generally grandmas and grandpas have their medicines, right? Medicines regularly. This is what we can include, that in the first line, hope that you are fine and you are taking your medicines regularly. So this could be first sentence. Then what can we write? I and in fact, or you can say I and all of us. You can directly say I and not only I but we all are missing you. This is what you can write. I, and not only I but we all are missing you. Now you have to come on the main topic. For what are you writing this letter? You will be happy to know that I have won first prize in the recitation competition for which I was practicing a lot. This is what you can write again. You have to now give her the news that you will be happy to know that I have won the first prize in the recitation competition for which I was practicing a lot. Then what can you write? Now you have to slowly end the letter because main message you have already written. Then you can say that I would be more happy if we will meet soon and have a lot of things to share. So obviously, whenever your grandparents come or you go there, you always talk to them about whole lot of things, right? So this is how you have to write the main message. Now after leaving one line, you have to end the letter. But first of all, like I said, there are two parts of paragraph. So after leaving one line, you have to write the concluding line. Hope that we will soon be together and then you can write and I can show you my prize. Hope that we will soon be together and I can show you my prize. Now again you have to leave one line. Now what you will write? Obviously complimentary closure. But first of all, I am giving you time to write down this paragraph. I will read it again. I will explain it again. Quickly start writing it. In the previous page, I have written Dear Grandma. Then in the very next line, you have to write, hope that you are fine and you are taking your medicines regularly. See, when you are writing the message, you cannot directly write the main message. You have to start with something. So why have I included the line of medicines? Because grandmas and grandpas, usually they have different types of medicines at the old age. So I have written this so that you are showing your concern, that you are worried about their medicines too. I and not only I, but we all are missing you. Again you are showing your concern that you want to meet her. You will be happy to know that I have won the first prize in the recitation competition, for which I was practicing a lot. Now, this is not the first time you are writing the letter. That is what you have to imagine. So, previously when you wrote the letter, you might have told her that you are practicing for your recitation. So, this is why I have mentioned this line, that for which I was practicing a lot. I would be more happy if we will meet soon and have a lot of things to share. So, always you have a lot of things to share with your grandma and grandpa. That is why I have included this line. And at the end I have written that hope we will soon be together and I can show you my prize. That means, again coming back to the topic, that you are very happy for the prize you got. You want to show that to your grandma, and that is why you have written this line. Now complimentary closure. What will you write? First you have to write yours. And then I will write here lovingly. Yours lovingly. Because grandma always loves us. We also love grandma very much. Right? They are taking care of their grandchildren more than their children. So always with grandma, grandpa, I will use lovingly for the closure. So yours lovingly, and then here you have to write your name. I will write my name. As you are writing the letter to your grandma, so your name should be included. So I will write here my name. Yours lovingly, Rohan. So this is how we have completed one question of letter writing. Wasn't it very easy? See, first you have to write the address where you are sending the letter. Only then letter will be sent to them only. Then you have to leave one line, then you have to write the date on which you are writing the letter. So that the one who receives your letter will come to know that you have written the letter on so and so date. So in case if letter reaches to them late, they will not feel bad. Then you are writing the salutation. That means here the name or any post designation is included to whom you are writing. So dear grandma. Then the message I taught you how you have to write the main message. Not directly you can include the message. You have to first ask them how are they. You have to show some concern. Then you have to end it and then complimentary closure. Wasn't it easy, students? Letter writing in fact is very easy. People feel, oh, how hard it is. No. In grammar, in fact, letter writing is the most scoring topic. It's just that you have to stick to the format, and as much as possible less mistakes you have to make when especially you are writing the main message. So with this I end my today's lecture. I hope that you also have solved the first exercise of letter writing. More than solving, I hope that you have understood how to solve it. And now, no matter whichever question I give you, you will be able to solve it easily. So students, thank you for watching the lecture. Have a nice day. Take care of your health. Goodbye.